Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the celebration for the Illinois Green Schools Project 2022-2023 cohort. My name is Katie Kaluzny. I'm the Deputy Director at the Illinois Green Alliance, and I've had the privilege of working on the Illinois Green Schools Project all year long with my colleague, Twyla Neely-Straight, who you'll hear from in just a little bit. Thank you all for being here to celebrate the hard work and accomplishments made by our participating schools, students, educators, parents, mentors, and school leaders. Today, we're looking forward to hearing from some special speakers, learning more about the creative and impactful sustainability actions accomplished by our Illinois Green Schools Project cohort. But first, just a couple of logistics. Everyone has been muted upon entry. Presenters will be able to unmute mute themselves as we allow that. As we go along, we're just trying to eliminate as much background noise as possible. But feel free and type some comments or questions into the chat, because I'm sure our speakers and schools would love to see you celebrating them as they talk about their projects today. I'm going to ask the presenters, people that know that they're going to be presenting a little bit later on, to please rename themselves in Zoom with your school name, with your name and your school name, so that we're able to find you easily within the Zoom and unmute you when we're able to do that. And I just want to let you know that we'll be recording today's session. So if there's anyone you'd like to share this with at a later date, you'll be able to do that as well. Next slide. Just a little bit about our agenda for the day so you can see what we'll be covering. We are going to start with some remarks from our Illinois Green Alliance board chair about how much this project means to Illinois Green and also his experience with it. We're going to have some remarks from the Green Ribbon Award winner from Illinois, representing Illinois. We're going to talk about our project winners for all of the schools, and then have a few school presentations, which will be amazing. And then we'll wrap it up looking ahead to the next school year and what to expect for the application and process moving forward. Next slide. Just really quickly, for those of you that are new to us today or need a refresher, the Illinois Green Alliance is a membership-driven nonprofit organization that advances green buildings and sustainable communities for everyone. Our strategic plan pushes the green building industry to meet or get on the path to net zero. And we achieve this work through educational events and programs and building tours, by engaging communities and partnering with organizations across Illinois, which is key to our green schools work as well, and by advancing for new policies and legislation across Illinois. Next slide. The Illinois Green Schools Project is one of our favorite projects here at Illinois Green. It brings together students, teachers, and staff to collaborate in year-long project-based challenges to identify, investigate, and implement low to no-cost sustainable practices and projects. The program provides schools with tools and support to navigate their green school journey, no matter where they're starting from. And participating schools form a green team to work together, led by an educator or school leader, and student involvement is key to all of the projects. Access to resources like Learning Lab and the Green Classroom Professional Certificate provides educators, school staff, the knowledge to identify what supports or impedes sustainability learning and environments and specific actions to take within their classroom. And also we provide mini grants to schools to help purchase project materials to help them along the way. The program also strives to connect students to green building and sustainability careers by pairing interested schools with green schools mentors. Through knowledge sharing, sustainability professionals play an important role in engaging the next generation of sustainable practices for their schools and climate solutions. Today, we're excited to celebrate school achievements this year and create a pathway to the federal recognition program through the U.S. Department of Education Green Ribbon Schools program, which we'll talk about in a bit. I'd now like to introduce John Millade, Director of Sustainable Environments at White & Company, a design and building firm. John has been practicing in a dedicated sustainability role with design, engineering, consulting, and construction firms for the better part of 2 decades. Not that he's old at all. He has had a professional focus on health in the built environment, including air quality, materials health, transparency, active design, biophilia, and he's served on the Illinois Green Alliance Board of Directors since 2019 and is currently the 2023 board chair. John has been involved with the Illinois Green Schools Project since its establishment. He's acted as a mentor and also experienced the project as a parent of participating children. I'm going to turn it over to John to provide some opening remarks for today's celebration. Take it away, John.
Thank you, Katie, and thank you all for joining us for the Illinois Green Schools Project celebration. It is an important time, and we all appreciate you participating in the program. You can go to the next slide, Katie. I'm going to start just with a few notes about some of my own journey, and thinking back to my childhood. I can remember as a family taking vacations up to northern Wisconsin, and I don't know if other families do this, but we'd go to like lumber mills. Like, what am I doing at a lumber mill? And I can remember, seeing the big piles of raw logs and those being moved over and processing and being spun around and veneer being stripped off of them. Or even going to the wastewater treatment plant here in Stickney, the MWRD. And, being around these types of facilities, it helped me begin to understand how things work and how the world worked around me. And in both of these instances, really helped grow my interest in the environment. I remember collecting aluminum cans and crushing them, and we'd store them in big sticky bags in the garage before taking them to the recycling center. And newspapers too, my grandmother would collect them as well. They'd be nice, tied up with twine and neat little bundles. And we take those cans and newspapers to right here in Lyons on 47th Street to be recycled, and I'd get paid for them. So I'd bring home $5 or $7, and so it's a while ago. There's been a bit of inflation since then. But in grade school, and these experiences really tie in, because in grade school, I could remember planting trees, and this is back in the 80s, planting trees and digging the hole and having to water that tree and doing trash pickup days. And thinking back, it's these immersive experiences as a child, whether it be the facility tours or planting a tree or picking up trash, that really helped shape my worldview and formulated some sort of personal responsibility for the planet within me. And now that I have children, I want to do the same for them and try to create those experiences so that whatever path that they choose to grow on, they carry with them these experiences of treading lightly on the earth and improving, even healing the places and environments in which we live. And that all aligns so well with what we do at Illinois Green. It's our mission to make net zero feasible and affordable and commonplace throughout Illinois. And it's not just net zero energy. We're talking net zero waste and net zero water and carbon. It's really about engaging people and creating thriving communities. The Illinois Green School Project serves as a powerful tool to include students and schools in that work in decarbonization of Illinois. We build and promote relationships with the environment and want to show students, educators, and community members their power to facilitate change. And that's one of the things I find so important about the Illinois Green Schools Project. It's the ability to connect with children, as many of the teams sharing their stories today have, with activities that nurture that sense of place and planet. And that's really important work, and it's super fun. If you can go to the next slide. I was able to participate as a mentor this year at Whittier School, where I have a third and a fifth grader. And we had the fifth grade classes do a waste audit. And so there's 290 kids in the school, and the fifth grade classes then took all of the waste generated at lunch. And granted, in this situation, there's no food served on site, so everybody brings their lunch. And they had to sort it all into piles, so the recyclables and the organics and whatnot. And based on all the ews and the yucks that we heard, it'll be an experience that these kids remember. So it's just trying to nurture that connection. We're going to hear a little bit more about this project later on in the presentation. Next slide. In the 3 years that Illinois Green School Project has been in action, we're fortunate to have accompanied 64 schools on their sustainability journey. 64 schools. This year we had 39 schools participate, making it our largest cohort ever. Students from kindergarten through high school and everything in between created projects that ranged from shoreline restoration and outdoor learning space development to recycling and composting campaigns. 1,790 students, almost 1,800 students, were directly involved in the creation and execution of these projects with the help of 170 educators and 47 professional mentors. And based on school estimates, nearly 30,000 students, families, and community members will be affected by the impacts of these projects. If you'd like to read more about this year's cohorts and their projects, check out our school project profiles. Maggie's going to drop that link in the chat now. So It's time for a special video message. You know, we've got a special message from an unheralded sustainability leader who is championing climate policy and action in Illinois.
Hello everyone, Governor J.B. Pritzker here. I'm thrilled to join you all to celebrate the Illinois Green Schools Project. For the past year, each of you, students, teachers, and staff, have collaborated on a project-based challenge to devise and implement creative, no to low-cost sustainable practices. And I can think of no better mission than to create healthier, sustainable learning environments in a way that enhances the learning experience. I'm delighted that we have energy efficiency and clean energy projects professionals from the building industry who work every day lending their expertise. A great way to connect students to careers in those booming industries. Today is an opportunity for our Green Schools champions to share resources, best practices, and challenges in undertaking school sustainability initiatives with other schools all over the state. And I couldn't be more thankful to the Illinois Green Schools Project for bringing attention to the importance of investing in our schools in ways that address climate pollution. It's for that very reason that the Climate and Equitable Jobs Act provides support and resources for school districts to invest in energy efficiency retrofits and clean energy investments. And it's why we are proud to provide funding for electric school buses. Congratulations to all of today's participants, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the celebration.
Thank you so much, John, for the welcoming remarks and for introducing this awesome video message from the governor. We're so thrilled to see sustainability being prioritized throughout Illinois and that he was able to share his thoughts on this program and all of your hard work for our celebration today. Next slide. We also want to congratulate our 2 Illinois nominees that have been recognized by the U.S. Department of Education, Green Ribbon Schools in 2023, which is a huge accomplishment and recognition of their dedication to the many aspects of sustainability in their school and district. A huge congratulations to Prairie Trail School in Mount Prospect and Huntley Community School District in District 158. Each school made strides in 3 pillars of sustainability: reducing environmental impacts and costs, improving health and wellness of schools, students, and staff, and providing effective environmental and sustainability education, incorporating STEM, civic skills, and green career pathways. We are excited for them to join our growing list of honorees from Illinois, which includes some of the schools that participate in our Green Schools Project every year. We hope this also serves as some inspiration for schools that are part of the cohort to implement sustainable practices and pursue this recognition in the future. And in fact, we are honored to have a key player in the Huntley Community School District's work and application here with us to share a few words about their sustainability journey in their school district. So Mark Altmeyer, CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, and for the 2023 Green Ribbon Award-winning school district, Huntley Community School District. Take it away, Mark.
Thank you so much, Katie. There's actually something that John was saying, you know, going back in time and thinking about when you were a kid and thinking about all the things that trigger, you know, the earth and sustainability. And he mentioned collecting aluminum cans. And I laughed to myself because I also collected aluminum cans, but it was for a beer can collection. And I don't know what I did with the cans after that, but I did laugh. But I also love the previous slide because the other winner, and Katie, I told you this earlier today, the other winner, Prairie Trails 26, well, that's where I grew up, actually. That's where I went to elementary school. So how crazy that my elementary school, which is almost 30, 40 miles away from where I work, also won the Green Ribbon Award. So that's pretty cool. You know, Governor Pritzker thanked us for, presenting and sharing best practices, and in future, hopefully sessions, I'll get to share a lot more about best practices. But today, Katie told me I only have 5 minutes and I could talk for hours about the things we have done. So, and you'll see why when we get through some of the slides, but I'm going to go fast and furious. And I'll tell you a little bit about Huntley 158 and what we've kind of done here. And I've got a lot of pictures, and the pictures are going to help drive the story. I've been at the district for 15 years, joined the district in 2009. And during that time period, if you remember, if you were part of a school district, well, there were a lot of budget cuts going on at the state level. And not only that, but when I joined the district, we were the lowest spending K through 12 district in the Chicagoland area at only about $8,000 per pupil. And we were that low just because, well, we didn't have a lot of money coming in. So we were making a lot of budget cuts, and we had to figure out a way, to be honest. Our journey started with, we got to save money. And we looked at our energy line item, and our energy line item was $2.5 million. $2.5 million a year in energy costs. And by the way, we had a lot of new buildings. So back in the early 2000s, we were the fastest growing district in the state of Illinois. And we were spending a ton of money on energy. So we set ourselves a goal to be Energy Star rated. We knew we weren't anywhere close, but we needed to start somewhere. So we set a goal for Energy Star rated. And we started small, and we started doing guaranteed energy savings projects because a guaranteed energy savings project isn't going to yield energy savings year one. You got to pay off the debt. You got to pay off the cost of doing some of those things. But we did lighting retrofit. We installed occupancy sensors. Next slide. We started doing, you're going to laugh at this next one. You're like, why is there a picture of a toilet flush valve? Well, believe it or not, we even changed our flush valves, not from automatic to manual. We actually went back from automatic to manual, because I don't know if you know this, you waste a lot of money with those automatic flush valves. In fact, they're very expensive and they break a lot. And when they break, you know what happens? They always break on a weekend, and you lose thousands upon thousands of gallons of water. So we did that project, and we saved over 4 million gallons of water. I didn't believe the numbers. 4 million gallons of water over a year because we switched back to automatic flush valves from manual flush valves. I show a picture in the middle. You're like, what is that? Well, that's an air handling system. So we did another guaranteed energy savings project, and it was kind of demand control ventilation. And demand control ventilation is, well, we have occupancy sensors in every single room in our district. And if kids aren't in the gym, if kids aren't in the library, well, that not only controls the lighting, but it controls demand control and air handling. And energy cost, the majority of our energy cost here at the buildings are from air handling, from bringing air in from the outside and pushing it into rooms. And so we have demand control ventilation, so that if people aren't in the room, there's no air movement within that room either. We even went so far, and this is a picture outside of energy costs, but that is a 3,000 gallon brine tank. So instead of doing salt application on our roads, because, well, we have 9 buildings, we have 8,600 students, we own miles of road. Instead of doing salt application, we do brine application manually. And that's the Kubota down there is one of the ways we put that on our property. And we save tens of thousands of dollars a year, well, on magnesium salt chloride, and which is not good for the environment. And we save a ton of money that way as well. Next slide. So we've done all of these different things, and we did all of those different things over, I want to say, about 10 to 11 years. And from 2009 to about 2019 or 20, we took that $2.5 million a year and we got it down to $1.1 million. So we were saving almost 1.3 to $1.4 million a year in energy costs by doing, well, lighting, by doing occupancy sensors, by doing demand control ventilation, by doing all of these different things. We got our energy cost down to $1.1 million. And what this is this is a chart of all large unit school districts in the state of Illinois. And actually I ran this 4 years ago, and it shows where that little bar chart in red. So we thought we were doing a pretty good job with energy, and this just validated it. Well, now 4 years later, well, the story moves on, because after we did all of those different things to save on energy costs, well, then I have to be honest, we really started thinking about sustainability, because when you're saving energy and you're doing the things we were doing, well, that is sustainability. That is green. So we went to the next level and we did solar. Next slide. So we started our journey of going to solar in 2018 and 19. And in 2020, we flipped the switch on, well, probably, I think it's still the state's largest solar implementation for any school district, almost, well, it's 5.6 megawatts. So we've got 9 buildings. And approximately 80%, now almost 85% of our energy cost come from solar arrays on 3 different campuses. So our school environment is 3 different campuses, 3 buildings, pretty much 3 buildings on each campus, and we have ground mounted solar. And there's a picture of our solar off to the far right. Well, that's me in the middle celebrating the groundbreaking ceremony, those first 2 pictures on the left. That we did a PPA, a power purchase agreement. So we don't own this solar, but we are locked in. Well, we're locked in at an incredible PPA kilowatt per hour rate. I might as well share it with you. It's foyable. 2.6 cents per kilowatt hour for 20 years. We got our smoking deal. And I almost guarantee now our energy cost, right, is not at 1.1 million. It's actually now at about $800,000 to $850,000 a year. Next slide. And then we started just a few years ago, at the same time we were doing solar. Well, I learned a lot about propane buses because there are so many school districts on the East Coast. Well, that's all they do is propane buses. So we started bringing propane buses to Huntley 158. We have 110 buses in our fleet, and today we have 33 propane buses. And most recently, last year at the state of Illinois, well, we were fortunate enough to be awarded 4 electric buses as part of the VW settlement. So the state handed out 17 electric buses, and we were fortunate enough to get 4 of those. Most of the districts were receiving 1, and I'll never forget the day my board member, he kind of stood up and he goes, Mr. Altmeyer, why are we getting 4 and everybody else is only getting 1, maybe 2, but most of them are getting 1. I said, I asked for 4. That was kind of funny, actually, because we figured, you know something, if we're going to do this, we're going all in, right? We're doing propane buses, we're doing electric buses. And so now with those 4 electric buses coming, we're building an EV infrastructure for up to 12 buses, which will also include minivans and operational and maintenance type of vehicles as well will be supported by that. And those 12 stalls of chargers, level 2 and level 3 chargers, are actually going to be supported by, well, we're doing additional solar. So we're adding another solar array just to support our transportation department. Next slide. Okay, this next slide is, well, once we started doing all this stuff, we started to really highlight the importance of sustainability within our community. So I mentioned that we are a 3-campus environment and we have all of these solar arrays. And if you drive through our campus, we have a 1-mile winding road through our campus, and the kids see every single day, our parents see every single day, they see what we're doing in terms of sustainability because, well, they see our solar arrays and they walk into our buildings and we have solar kind of kiosks in every building that shows, well, the daily production, what is exactly happening in terms of energy savings. We give tours of our solar. We're doing recycling. We're doing a lot of different things now that, well, we've never done before because, well, everything we've done has kind of highlighted the importance of not only saving money, but saving the earth, so to speak, with sustainability. So we're incredibly proud of what we're doing. And then lastly, because we don't have enough solar, we have farm fields all around us, and our solar provider came to us and said, hey, how would you like another 15 football fields, 3 megawatts of solar, and we'll do a community solar project. And we said, well, can we save any more money? And they're like, well, your community will save money and you'll save about $50,000 a year extra. And we said, sold. So we signed up with Forefront Power, our solar provider, and we're doing community solar project that hopefully we break ground here in about 6 months. So as you can see, we've got a lot going on, but if there's a lesson learned by all of this, it takes time. It takes time. You can't, every project we did was for the future, and you just got to, I call it watering the bamboo. You just every day, you got to do something small towards energy efficiency. It's a marathon, so to speak. So, and by the way, we give presentations all the time. We're always open for questions if anybody has any questions, but I want to thank the Illinois Green Schools Project for allowing us to be part of this, because we love sharing our story. And I probably went way over 5 minutes, so I do apologize. But I think that is my last slide. Is that correct, Katie? You can go to the next.
I think
It
you're
is.
good.
And with
Thank you
that,
so
I'm going to
much.
hand it back to Katie. Thanks
Thanks so
all.
much, Mark.
Yep.
That was amazing. So great to hear from everything you're doing at the district. And like you said, you know, starting small and figuring out what works and building on that from there. And we're taking Mark up on his offer. He said that he'd speak again, but for a much longer amount of time. So we're hoping to do a presentation with Mark and the Huntley School District later in the fall for folks to hear a little bit longer about their path to the Green Ribbon and also from Prairie Trail School as well. So we look forward to that. And thank you again, Mark, for sharing all of that great material with us. We're excited to see a little bit more about our projects from the Illinois Green Schools project this year. So I'm going to turn things over to Twyla Neely-Straight, our Education and Operations Associate, Illinois Green, and also the main point of contact for our Green Schools participants. You've heard from her a lot this year. She's going to share some highlights from all of our projects this year, share the award winners, and also do a project showcase from some folks that have submitted some presentations for today. So take it away, Twyla.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here to celebrate the achievements of our cohort. I hope you all give a big virtual round of applause to our participating schools for the unique and engaging ways that you all brought sustainable practices to your schools and communities. I was so moved by the efforts of each school this year. Everyone's sustainability journey is unique, and I hope you all feel as much pride in your work as I did while I was reading through your reports. In pushing for sustainability, every single voice and action moves us in the right direction. There's no effort too small to deserve recognition. Your work is important, and I thank you all for sharing your journeys with us here at Illinois Green. So here's a list of all of the schools that participated this year. Schools were in the running for first place by age range, as well as 6 special award categories. We had 31 schools across the state submit their projects for review based on criteria like project impact, student leadership, and engagement with the community. Submissions were reviewed by a group of local volunteers who have expertise in sustainability. Thank you to all who gave their time and wisdom to help with this cause. Today, we're going to be hearing from some of the schools that won awards this year. Due to open houses and school plays and more, a few of our schools elected to pre-record presentations for us to watch. Others will be joining us live to tell us about their projects. So now I'd like to announce our first place winners in each age range. For their exemplary work implementing sustainable practices at their schools, I'd like to congratulate Pleasantdale Elementary in LaGrange, Illinois for winning first place in the elementary school category, Immaculate Conception St. Joseph School in Chicago for winning first place in the middle school category, and Carmel Catholic High School in Mundelein, Illinois for winning first place in the high school category. And we'll hear more from our winners shortly. In the special award categories, we have Half Day School for the Path to Zero Waste Award, York Community High School for the Path to Zero Water Award, Grace Holistic Center for Education for the Path to Zero Energy Award, Marion High School for the Engagement Award, Uplift Community High School for the Judge's Choice Award, and Whittier Elementary School for creative use of resources. We're excited to recognize these schools and hear from some of them today about their experiences identifying, investigating, and implementing their projects. So let's get into the presentations. Our first school is Pleasantdale Elementary School, and I believe we have some people here live with us who'd like to talk about their project. So take it away, Pleasantdale.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pleasantdale Elementary. Very excited. The butterfly garden, is really true to kindergarten. We have put a tremendous amount of work into it, and we are so grateful that now we have composting as part of it. Composting is part of our kindergarten day. So with Dr. Johnson's help this year, we have taken our composting and our compost bins and our gardening to a whole new level. So at the beginning of the season in the fall, as everything was dying and all the students thought they were all dying, they now realized after drying the seeds, picking all the seeds off of the seed pods, that now we created our own seed packets so that in the fall, in the spring, we can now take seeds from our butterfly garden and send them out to all of our parents, which we're now spreading it out into our community. And we also had a wonderful brownie troop that created a seed library for us. And so now we'll be able to share our seeds with the community through our seed library that the brownies have created for us. And I'm sorry that we have a parent PD with preschool coming in this afternoon. So we can't stay on the Zoom very long, but we just wanted to tell you, and apparently I didn't go through next and my whole thing at all. But we just love doing this, and it's great for our school. We're very proud of it. We could maybe slip to the very end because it has our process. Sorry. A little nervous. I've never done this before. But here's my wonderful team.
You're doing great.
Done so much. We definitely worked very hard creating all those little prickly seeds and taking them all off the seed pods. And at the very bottom, there's our seed library that people can come. They donated seeds as well, and they can come and take seeds and replace it with other seeds that we can share with the community. So thank you, Illinois Green Schools, and thank you, Dr. Johnson, for everything she did. Oh my gosh, it would not have been possible without her. So there's our 3 minutes, and thank you all for listening to all of us and reading our project.
Thank you so much for sharing, Pleasantdale. And Dr. Trace Johnson, I believe, is their mentor who helped them through this project.
It was
Thank you,
wonderful.
Teresa, as well.
So thank you very much.
So next we're going to hear from Immaculate Conception St. Joseph School, who won first place in our middle school category. So if that group would like to hop on, it's your time to speak.
Immaculate, I'm trying to unmute you, but I think you might have to accept it. There you go.
Hi, they need to unmute the second, please. The second Immaculate Conception.
Oh,
Green.
there's another account.
The Green Dolphins, I think. Sorry about that.
The Green Dolphin. I see it.
Thank you.
There you go. Take it away, Green Dolphins.
Immaculate Conception St. Joseph School is a private Catholic parish school located in the heart of Old Town Chicago, of the Old Town neighborhood of Chicago. ICSJ operates 2 campuses serving 450 students in pre-kindergarten through 8th grade.
Next slide, please.
Our project involved creating a parent/student-led club that would work to build green habitats in our community, focusing this year on waste reduction in our Hill Street campus cafeteria. A total of 18 students, 4th grade to 7th, parents, school staff, and other business members of our community took part in this project. Our goals are to create awareness in our community, to facilitate information and tools to our community that will allow them to make better choices for the environment, to address our waste situation, in particular our Hill Street campus, and to achieve zero-waste lunch at our school's cafeteria.
Next slide. Hello, my name is Tanya Harbin, and I am a parent at IC, and I got the club started. I'm a little bit nervous and emotional. This has been such an amazing project, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the steps that we follow. We did the project research. Once we got the invitation and we registered, we did the project research before creating the club. We figured out with the school what were the things that we could do and we could not do. We checked with Green Alliance for the rules. We met our mentor. We did all that part. Then we create the Green Club, which started in December, beginning of December. Our club has about 18 to 20 students per meeting, and we have held about 15 to 17 meetings plus mini meetings at lunch while we're doing lunch duty. The next step we follow was learn and address the problem. We had our mentor come and do like an inspection of our school and gave us his opinion about what were the things that we needed. And he proposed a new waste station. He proposed a compost contest, and which is exactly what we did. We brainstormed with all the club and we came up with a lot of ideas, since they're the ones that know everyone. They're the students that are here every day, and they knew better than anyone what would work. The next step is that we implemented the plan, but we're going to talk about it in a little bit. We took care of everything. The Green Dolphins did about everything. Part of our plan, we launched a zero waste launch campaign to raise awareness in our community. We did info videos with all these green tips to share with our community. We play the videos at Schools News Network. Oh, next slide, I'm sorry. We did the info videos in the News Morning. No, actually it's one after, before that. Sorry, before. Can we see the one before? Sorry about that.
Oh, are we missing a slide?
Maybe, yes. That's okay. I'll just talk about it. So we did short videos to play in the cafeteria while kids are having lunch. I will teach you how to recycle or compost. We have morning announcements with data, with green habits, trying to make some awareness and consciousness in the students. Then we have posters in our main areas, in the cafeteria, in the bathrooms and water fountains. Then we built a new waste station, which is really what made the difference in our plan, because it really got kids excited about recycling and composting. It looked like before this, it was not like a professional waste station, but once we presented them with this station, it made the whole difference, and they're taking it so seriously and trying every bit of it. Then we have a proposed one day a month for now. Hopefully it will be more and more often in the future, where kids try to bring a completely zero waste lunch, and we're trying to give them tips for that. And let's see, now next page. Oh yeah, they're missing a lot. We're also missing this. One more slide, but we'll just talk about it.
So we did presentations that taught a zero waste lifestyle to students. And we also did a compost contest that was previously mentioned, where we had students do a challenge, and they were separated into two teams. And the goal was to compost more than the other team to get a prize. We did lunch duty, where students from the Green Dolphins Club helped other students in our school compost and recycle properly. We did a compost workshop at the North Park campus to teach and prepare younger students to compost. And we also added in compostable utensils to replace the ones the plastic ones we were previously using.
It looks like we're also missing this slide. I don't know if the order is different, but just use your imagination. We were going to talk quickly about the highlights. There's two things that really are amazing. Number one is the creation of the club. It's just to give not only the students, but parents like me that have anxiety, that don't know where to start to help the environment, to give them this space to actually work on it and do something as a community. It's been, I mean, I can't even put, like words to describe that. So that's probably the first one, because not only we've done many, many good things for the school, but we created a family and a nice group of friends. And it's just amazing. And it's been super rewarding to come and be with them for this. And the new waste station, for sure, it really made the difference for our program. Next, we're going to talk about our results. Finally, the graphics, actually, if you can go to the graphics, please, James and Jack. If it's possible to zoom out. Thank you.
It's a little cut out here, but these are the results of what we have accomplished since the Green Dolphins Club started. As you can see, gallons of gas avoided before and after, weight diverted before and after, and miles driven offset before and after.
The Green Dolphins Club would like to bring compost and recycling to our North Park campus and bring zero waste concept to school classrooms, teacher lounges, and offices and community.
The next slide, I believe, is some samples of what we did, some fundraisers we've drawn to get some money to buy compostable utensils. Then we done it was a flyer for our compost party, and other things are just examples. Stefan, do you want to come? I want to just introduce Stefan, who's going to talk a little bit quickly about his experience in the Green Club. Come here, Stefan.
Hello, my name is Stefan, and some things I enjoyed with the Green Dolphins Club is being a participant in trying to make the school a better place and trying to reduce the waste. For example, I made my own song, which was pretty fun for the Green Dolphins, and I loved going to the Green Dolphins workshop at North Park. And I just liked making posters and movies for the Green Dolphins. Yeah, so that's really all that I enjoyed and that I liked.
Thank you. Okay, next, and I believe we had there are all the there are the slides. I'm sorry, but this is the info videos we were talking about, all the posters, and I guess the rest are there. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. That's our new way station. And if you go to the next slide, it'll probably show the rest. Yeah, that's our club. Fourth graders, it goes from 4th to 7th grade. So we have 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th graders, and 7th graders in the club participating. And this is a picture in the bottom. That's our way station before, pretty much everything this school had before the Green Dolphins, and that's how it looks now. So it's a completely different, but again, not only physically, but mentally, just the fact that we are now so aware of all these things, that I see kids really making a difference, and it's just being amazing. And then just wanted to mention that I've seen in other videos of other things from the Green Alliance that a lot of people are like teachers, science teachers, or people that are involved in this. I am a mom. Sorry, where it's cool. I am a mom that had absolutely no knowledge of anything of these things that I've done. And it's been so rewarding as a person and empowering. And like, if it wasn't for your program, I don't think I would have ever, have the nerve to actually do this. I always had excuses. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to go. And this program was so amazing because it definitely guide me through everything, and it helped us in so many ways that we would never have imagined. So we loved it, and we're so appreciated with all of you. Thank you. Oh, and there's a video, one of the videos if you have time. If not, that's not a problem. Just some more of our things that we did in the project that we talked about. Yeah, and that's the video. Hey guys, you wanna come?
Do you like the destruction of the planet? No, of course not. That's great. Neither do I. Here's a great way to help.
Do you know where most of the stuff inside a trash can goes? Most of you, since you're probably smart, knows that it goes into a landfill.
Did you know when trash goes into a landfill, it creates CO2 and has many other harmful effects?
Yeah, it's terrible, but by recycling and composting, you can prevent much needless trash from going into landfills.
So this is why you should compost and recycle. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much to Immaculate Conception. That was a cinematic masterpiece, and we appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. Next up, we have our first place winner in the high school division, Carmel Catholic High School. Their project was pre-recorded by their Green Team leader, Michelle Titterton.
Hello, my name is Michelle Titterton. I am the Sustainability Manager at Carmel Catholic High School, and I am thrilled to be here to share our journey to zero waste. A little bit about our school. We are located in Mundelein, Illinois, northwest suburbs of Chicago, and we serve about 1,200 students from Lake County, Cook County, and southern Wisconsin. And we are a high school, and so we have students in 9th through 12th grades. This year, we chose to focus on the path to zero waste. We had been doing some work with cafeteria waste, but we really wanted to amp up our initiatives. And so we worked with our mentor, Stephanie Richardson from Human Scale, and our student leaders were in this environmental science class, and they really were the ones who took the lead in implementing our programs. How did we do this? Well, there was a lot of waste audits. We can see the students also collecting data, analyzing data. They were in charge of running brainstorming sessions and soliciting feedback from our community. And education was really important to them, which I love as a teacher, that they really wanted to make sure that they educated their peers. And so not only the younger students, but also the older students as well. And as I mentioned, education was a really important part of this process. And so I think this little video here is kind of gives you a good feel of how we did things this year.
The bucket's small. Yeah, it's for a reason. Eat your food. It's not that hard. This is where we put our recycle. Any clean plastic, paper, or aluminum can go in here. But what if I have half a water bottle? Drink it. Yeah, don't waste water in here. Anyway, this is where our landfill goes. Anything you can't put in food waste or recycle goes in here. If you don't know, just put it in the landfill. I'll just cry about it later. It's okay. Just drink your water and eat your food and we'll be set. Thanks. See you later. Bye. All alone, you know I love my island home.
So the students worked on three main areas. As I mentioned, they had their cafeteria waste. They implemented a new program with composting and food waste, making sure that students were recycling cans and plastic bottles and using landfill, and then also eliminating the use of plastic utensils. And you can see the impact here. Lots of waste diverted through composting and through the adoption of these reusable utensils. Students also felt that there was a need to manage the electronic waste in all the classrooms. And they ran and organized an electronic waste drive. And sure enough, they collected more than 660 pounds of waste. And that was recycled and diverted from landfill. And also, they were able to find 15 pounds of reusable equipment that could be reused for faculty use. Finally, classroom recycling. This was another area of concern that was expressed by a number of students, that different classrooms didn't have all the recycle bins and the infrastructure. We needed signage, so it was very clear to the students what to use. And so they audited every classroom and made sure each room had consistent bins and signage. Some of the highlights, our students went to a local fair for Earth Day, and when they were sharing the work that they had been doing at Carmel, they had so much positive feedback. People were saying, wow, that Carmel's doing all that, why can't we do that? And I think it was an eye-opening moment for them. We also had a number of special requests from teachers, and in particular, they wanted to improve the waste system in the teacher's lounge. And so before we even had a chance to actually proactively reach out to do this, they had reached out to the students. And so you can see some of the signage that the students developed for the teacher's lounge. Our students were recently interviewed for a piece on sustainability in Catholic schools. And this is a nice reflection of what the students were thinking as they went through the process.
Because especially if they didn't see anything that was wrong with what they were previously doing. So there was definitely some hesitation there, but we encouraged them by setting examples, by educating them about why they should be using the new program, about how much of an impact they have on the environment, and then also about what as a student they can start to do, which was this new waste program.
And as we wrap up our presentation and sharing our journey, I would like to send out a huge thank you to all of our Carmel students, our Evengers, our administration who's been so supportive, our mentor, Stephanie Richardson, and the Illinois Green Alliance for this opportunity. This has really helped us move the needle with all our sustainability initiatives. So thank you.
Congratulations, Carmel. And I know we're running a little bit behind. I hope you guys will stick with us. We're also recording this and we'll send it out afterwards. So if people can't make it to the end, this will be recorded. Next up, we have Half Day School, the winners of the Path to Zero Waste Award. They also pre-recorded their presentation, so I'll be clicking through it on their behalf.
Half Day School Green Team, Zero Waste Mission, 2022 to 2023. Who are we? Hello, we are the Half Day School Green Team. Our mission, nothing short of creating a greener, healthier, and more sustainable school environment. But that's not all. This year we've set our sights on something bigger. We're talking about nothing less than achieving a zero waste school. Join us on this journey as we take on this challenge and show the world what's possible when you set your sights on a game-changing goal. The Half Day School Green Team is ready to change the world, one waste-free day at a time.
Over 5 years ago, I was approached by 5 wonderful students who were so excited about an idea they had, and they came to me and said, would you help us start an environmental club? And sharing their passion for the environment, I was excited to form this green team of students. And from there, we have accomplished so many green initiatives that really have been all student-centered. And I'm actually sitting on a product of one of our accomplishments, and this bench, along with a matching twin bench next to it, were all the result of students caring about the environment. And we collected hundreds and hundreds of bottle caps and saved them from the landfill because bottle caps mostly cannot be recycled. So we collected them and raised money to buy these 2 benches from a company that turns bottle caps into products like these benches, working together to find problems and solutions to really impact our environment. Our students are involved in recycling all the materials that they can from their lunches, composting all food items, including napkins, and then the rest is going into the landfill. And students are recognizing the impact that they have on just their lunches make on a day-to-day basis.
Because I would like to save the earth from pollution and other things like that. Because I want to help the earth and make sure that it doesn't get all dirty and cluttered.
In just the first week, we recovered 600 pounds from one school of food waste that would have wound up in the landfill. So this is one way students can impact the environment in a positive way and learn about the importance of composting, recycling, and removing as much as we can from landfills.
We identified 6 competencies that will enable our students to thrive in our complex and changing world: adaptability, collaboration, critical thinking, empathy, global citizenship, perseverance.
What we did this year. We're not messing around when it comes to sustainability. We've made it our mission to compost school-wide every single day during lunchtime. And as a result, we've been nothing short of mind-blowing. We've managed to reduce landfill waste by a staggering 75%.
all while doing a better job of recycling, keeping our planet cleaner and greener than ever before. So join us in celebrating as we continue to pave the way towards a more sustainable and eco-friendly future. The Half-Day School Green Team taking compost to the next level and making our world a better place, one lunchtime at a time.
But we wanted to do more, so we started Waste-Free Wednesdays.
Half-Day School Green Team took things up a notch. We're fighting waste with our epic Waste-Free Wednesdays, where we're dedicated to zero waste lunches. We're talking about no landfill garbage, no plastic packaging, and no unnecessary waste of any kind. Our goal: nothing less than building a green habitat of instilling a deep sense of responsibility for our environment in every single student. The Half-Day School Green Team, taking on the world one zero waste lunch at a time.
How we involved the entire school. We started by training our students about composting, then about zero waste. We taught them the importance of using reusable lunchboxes to avoid disposable plastic bags, to pack food in reusable containers, and to avoid plastic bags, plastic wrap, aluminum foil, and prepackaged foods whenever possible, to include a drink in a reusable bottle, and to avoid single-use juice boxes, cans, bottles, and pouches if you can, to use reusable utensils, stay away from disposable utensils, to use a cloth napkin whenever possible, but in our school, paper napkins are compostable.
Hold on tight because the fun doesn't stop there.
We added incentives, the Waste-Free Wednesday raffle.
The Green Team Judges Table determines if a lunch was zero waste, then students were granted entry into a raffle with an array of fabulous prizes up for grabs. Reusable water bottles, handy utensil kits, reusable bags, packets of native flower seeds to help our planet thrive. Winners were announced every week, so the thrill of anticipation never died down.
We made an incredible impact. It's almost too good to be true, but on numerous Wednesdays, we were able to keep landfill trash down to just 3 measly bags for 600 students. This remarkable achievement is a testament to the power of teamwork and the importance of making small changes that add up to big results. Every step we take towards a cleaner, healthier planet is a step in the right direction. We are so proud that we have made a difference through our efforts. Thank you for taking the time to hear about our journey and for the Path to Zero Waste Award. Together we can continue to make strides towards a brighter future for ourselves and generations to come. The Half Day Green Team thanks you from the bottom of our hearts.
Good job. Thank you, Half Day. Next we have the Path to Zero Water Award winner, York Community High School. York's Green Team leader, Elizabeth Knock, has also pre-recorded their presentation.
Hi everyone, we're York Community High School and we're here to talk about our Eco Clubs project, Exploring Water Quality, which earned us the Path to Net Zero Water Award. A little bit about our high school. There are about 2,700 students enrolled. The high school is located in Elmhurst, Illinois, and serves grades 9 through 12. And the people that did this project were members of our Eco Club, which is about 20 to 25 students. So the 20 to 25 Eco Club members over the course of this school year did many projects to serve both our school community and outside Elmhurst community to explore water quality and to educate our community. So in August 2022, we talked as an Eco Club about the biggest problem our school was facing, and we identified single-use plastic water bottles as the priority, which led to a larger conversation about water quality. So after that conversation in September, we met with Kay McKean, who is the founder of Scarce, which is a local environmental organization, to learn about water quality and to learn about the steps to earn the water quality flag for our school. And then in October 2022, we met and were matched with Chris Philbrick, our mentor for the Illinois Green School Project. And we outlined some little projects we wanted to tackle to educate ourselves and improve our water quality at school and in our community. Then on October 15th, as a club, we had about 20 volunteers working together to clean up the local Elmhurst Prairie Path, which is a large prairie path located in our community a few blocks away from our school. And through that, we learned about native grasses and invasive species and their contributions to water quality. And then in November, we partnered with Scarce, that local environmental organization, to run a pumpkin smash event in our town. And there's a picture here. We ended up smashing over 1,000 pumpkins and learned that pumpkins are mostly water and leak greenhouse gases into the soil and water if they're sitting in landfills. So we were able to compost all of the pumpkins we smashed. So here's a picture of about a third of the pumpkins we ended up smashing that day. And then here's a picture from our prairie path cleanup. And another thing we did over the school year was students would post weekly water tips on our Instagram page to educate students and community members on how they can improve their local water quality. A little bit more about what we did. Through November to April, we collected soft plastic with the Trex organization. So here's a picture of just one of the days we collected plastic. We ended up collecting over 8,000 pounds of soft plastic to be properly recycled. And during this process, we learned about microplastics and their effect on water quality. In January, we received news that we earned the Illinois Green School Project grant to combine with the previous grant we earned last year to purchase a water bottle filling station. Students partnered with the building manager to identify a high traffic place in our school to put the water fountain, which will be installed over the summer. And then in February of 2023, our club members met with our mentor, Chris Philbrick, to complete a water audit of the school. And we recorded our results and debriefed as a club. So that was really fun because we learned about what contributes to the water audit and what we needed to look for. And our building is very large. We have 3 different buildings. So it took a while for us to explore all of the different rooms and to see all of the faucets and to record the toilets, as well as the sinks and showers. In March, we identified students at our school that did not have a reusable water bottle. So we purchased some in bulk, these blue ones right here, to pass out to curb the use of single plastic at school and to get kids excited about the water refill station that will be installed over the summer. And then on April 18th, 7 groups from our school competed in a sustainable design challenge with Scarce. So they were able to use their newfound knowledge of water quality to create sustainable buildings and to think about storm water management and such. And then on April 20th, recently, we partnered with Elmhurst Cleanup Give Back to do a cleanup of trash around our school. There was a ton of garbage. Here is a picture of some of what we collected. And we shared our knowledge of plastics and garbage and their effect on water quality with the club and community if those garbages and plastics are not properly disposed of. So some of the impacts our project had were that we were able to both educate our school community and larger Elmhurst community. We did many projects within our school as well as projects in our community. And our next steps will be our water fountain installation. We're going to use the grant money to buy one of these, which is a water bottle refilling station, to again help curb the use of single-use plastics, which we identified at the beginning of the year as being our biggest issue at school. And we're hoping to earn our water quality flag from Scarce. So we have a few steps like registering our rain barrel and other things to earn that water quality flag. And lasting impressions made on the surrounding community. I think our pumpkin smash event was so successful because we had so many people there, so many pumpkins. Again, we smashed over 1,000 and we were able to educate our community on why pumpkins should be properly composted and not sit in the landfills to leak greenhouse gases. So I think that is a tradition that our town will continue for a long time. We also really loved as a club hosting our weekly water quality tips. Here is one of the examples. This was a really great way to get students and community members thinking about water quality and little things that they can do to improve water quality around our area. Impressions made on the surrounding community, our plastic recycling challenge. We had community members, parents dropping off plastic every single day. It was really great to educate people on why soft plastic needs to be properly recycled and its effects on our environment and the water if not properly recycled. And then the Prairie Path cleanup was a beautiful morning and a really great way to show our community that we care and that we know about native grass and plant species and invasive species, and that we are trying to do something to improve our water quality. So we appreciate the Illinois Green School Project. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and we look forward to working with you more in the future. Thank you. Hi, everyone. We're York Community. Hi, everyone.
Sorry about that. Thank you to York. That was a great presentation. Next, we have Grace Holistic Center for Education, who won the Path to Zero Energy Award. This presentation contains some silent slides mixed in with student videos, so there might be some sound level changes, and some of the kids are a little bit quiet speaking, so you might want to turn your volume up just a little bit.
Hi, I'm from fifth, sixth, and we were learning about how the electricity goes from a generator to your house. And here are some ways we thought of learning about clean energy. The older grades made solar panel chargers, and we had a guest speaker in here to teach us about kilowatts. And the kilowatts measure how much electricity is going from into your outlet and out into electricity that you plugged in. And there's also vampire energy that even if one thing's plugged in and not being used, it still sucks out energy, which is why if your electricity bill is really high, then you should start unplugging other things. But you can't unplug your fridge and your TV, but like little things like a lamp when you leave, or like your LED lights, so you're not wasting too much energy. Also, using solar panel energy is better for like a classroom, because there's so much dust particles that using regular electricity will emit them into the air, so there's more emitted dust particles, which can have asthma risks.
So the sun goes into the solar panel cells, and all those cells go to the regulator, which goes into the battery, and then that stores energy in the battery, and then all the battery energy goes into the fuse, which is connected with an adapter to charge our Chromebooks.
Awesome. How do we regulate it? What do the younger kids do?
They check the kilowatt meter.
And the multimeters?
Multimeters, yeah.
And how are we going to follow it in the future?
Keep checking.
Keep checking, and our electric bills?
Are down.
Awesome. Thank you.
Me and my class have been learning about recycling, reusing, and reducing to save energy.
Instead of driving a car, ride a bike to school or the grocery store and stuff. And then when you're done with a room, you flip off the light and do a car drive, share a car with someone, so you don't waste money on gas and a car. And make sure to turn off a light when you're done in a room so it doesn't flicker.
Hi, my class this year has been learning about energy. For example, when you're using something electric, when you're done, to unplug it, because it sucks up energy when it's plugged in.
By making less waste, we save energy.
By buying local, things don't have to travel as far, and we save energy.
Buying less is good for the environment, because when you buy less, you're not wasting as much as you should be wasting. So now everyone gets more food, which can save more energy. And also, even if you don't eat that food that you buy, and if your kids not like it, and you don't like it, if it is, what's it called? If you can try to reduce it, by that I mean put into your compost fruits and vegetables can go in compost bin unless you have a special type of compost. And the thing is, it's super healthy for the environment. So you could save energy by unplugging random things that you have inside your house that you're not even using. You could save energy by unplugging like your charger for like your phone or something. Or your microwave. Oh yeah, you could unplug your microwave if you're not using it and you don't need to use it.
Why? What happens?
So you could save, so there could be fresher air in the world.
You can save your money.
Yeah, save your money. Save your money, little kids.
Why do we care about the energy in the school? The school's paying the energy bill. Why do we care?
So it's not super expensive and also cleaner air.
That's why I can breathe here.
Thanks.
Thank you to Grace Holistic. Next, we're going to have a live presentation from my home region of Southern Illinois, Marion High School, winner of the Engagement Award. So if Marion is there, we'd love to have you take it away.
Hello. Okay, my name is Alyssa Weisenstein, and I am representing our team and our school. Hopefully, sorry, my room's messy in the background. If you want to go to the next slide. We are in Southern Illinois, and we got involved with this because 3 of our high school teachers are Noyce Fellowship Master Teacher Program teachers. And through that program, we learned about the Illinois Green Schools Project. And so we went ahead and decided to participate. Our schools, grades 9 through 12, we have a little over 1,000 students. And the project that we did was specifically with our biology students. Okay, next slide. We were looking at human impacts on ecosystems in Southern Illinois. We live right down the road from Crab Orchard National Wildlife Refuge. And many of our students have actually not even been there, even though we live 10, 15 minutes away from the refuge. And Crab Orchard is actually a Superfund site that in the past was used for building ammunition and during World War II. And at the time, it was not well regulated how the waste process was going to be handled. And so that led to dumping of some harsh chemicals that ended up in our lake water. And over time, those PCBs are getting into the that are in the lake are getting into the little organisms that are living in the lake that are eaten by the fish that are then eaten by the great blue heron. And the students read research articles about that. We also looked at how environmental impacts disproportionately affect populations of color, and made suggestions on how to improve environmental conditions in the most needed areas. And we capped off our whole unit with a visit to the Superfund site at Crab Orchard and visiting with the CERCLA, with the park rangers, and learning more of that. So if you want to go to the next slide. We asked our students some questions in a post-survey or pre-survey and a post-survey. And before we started, we asked them how familiar they were with the term environmental justice. And you can see on the left, 1 was not at all, and 5 is very familiar. And many of our students were not familiar with that, but after we learned about environmental justice, they became much more familiar. And go ahead, next slide. And yes, it's good.
Sorry.
Okay, we had well, we'd asked them also about how important we think it is for high school students to study environmental justice. And that, I mean, it's good for them to be familiar and understand what environmental justice is, but what we really care about is like, how important, how impactful is this in your lives moving forward? And the results from those questions were really encouraging for us too, because they went from being like, yeah, it's probably good, to saying, yes, definitely we should make sure that high school students study environmental justice. We also asked our students who went on the field trip how valuable they felt the field trip was to learning about Superfund sites and environmental justice. And many of them said it was very, very valuable. So we want to keep doing that. And we'd asked them also if they had ever visited the wildlife refuge before. And about a third of them had not. And afterwards, we asked how likely they would be to return. And a majority of them said that, yeah, they think that they would return. So we included a hike in our field trip as well. So they got to experience like the outdoors that's right near them and kind of get a taste of that. So we had about 300 students participate. They got to meet the park rangers, interact with people who have backgrounds in like wildlife science or biological sciences, and they really make connections. We also asked them, after doing this, would you consider a job in this field? Does this like spark interest in you? And many of them said no, not necessarily. They kind of had their ideas, or like, no, there's too many bugs. But some of them said, yeah, I never really thought about this, but I could see myself doing it. Or some even said, no, not necessarily the job for me, but now I have a much better appreciation for what people are doing and contributing to our environment. And so that I think is really meaningful too, just exposing students to what is going on, and also exposing our community to our students who are caring about what they're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alyssa. Our next school, Uplift Community High School, won the Judge's Choice Award for their for their project on parenting plants.
We're really excited to be here, and thank you so much for this honor. So we are Uplift Community High School on the north side of Chicago, a very small high school. And our project was called Plant Parenthood. Next slide, please. It actually started out last year with my environmental science class. They did a study that showed that students who plant their own seeds and take care of them actually feel better about their classroom. So we thought that was a really good mental health intervention in a time when that's very much needed, and also teaches students a lot about sustainability. And so this year, my amazing environmental science class, which has 3 students, Maurice, who speaks English, Leonardo, who speaks Portuguese, and Emilson, who speaks Spanish, we decided to carry on the project. And 2 of my students are here today, and they're going to present for us. So take it away, Leo, and next slide.
This video is a poem created for Plant by Emilson.
Hopefully Maurice is here. Maurice, you here? Maybe he's not right now. Hopefully he'll get back on and jump in. I don't know where the video is, and we weren't going to show it because we're so low on time, but I'll drop it in the chat for you all after this is done. So Emilson is from Guatemala. He shared his family's cultural experiences about growing and their belief, there we go, and their beliefs about plants with us. And that was really very meaningful to us and an inspiration that we wanted to share with the school. It's a super powerful poem, so we hope that you'll all take advantage of it when I drop it in the chat. And next slide, please. So Uplift is a project-based learning school, and this was one of those projects. So you can see our planning board. So the students put together a list of all the things they would need to know and all the things they would need to do to carry this project out. We decided not to do it just with our class, but we joined with another teacher who is super into plants and gardening and his cluster class. And cluster is a program for students with significant learning disabilities who require a lot of additional support, but they are plant growing experts in our school, and we really wanted to give them a chance to, to shine with the expertise that they have. So we incorporated them into our project as well. Next slide, please.
I put the video in my cell phone because I have one application. I edit videos, and we have benefits for one. We have one slide for benefits of plants.
So Leonardo was our tech guy, and he really put everything together. We had lots and lots of individual clips and slides and, different formats. And he made one long 13-minute slideshow all about why to grow plants, how to grow plants, how to take care of them watering, how to use the timer, all of that stuff. We also put together some information on growing plants without chemicals. And then we created a stewardship pledge, the students did, to get anyone who planted with us to make a commitment that they would promise to take care of plants at school and in the community, and to also talk to other people about doing that. And then the cluster students designed a button that we distributed to everyone who signed the pledge. Next slide, please.
We planted with student and from 10, 11, and 12 grades. Next slide, please.
Oh, he said next slide, please. Thank you. Eventually we will plant with pretty much everybody in the school. And we think that the impact of our project is that we are really making people aware of the importance of nature and bringing it inside and its, healing qualities, as well as bringing alive sustainability principles. All of my students expressed things that were important to them, but a lot of our other students have been just really excited about the opportunities and checking in on their plants regularly. We have them in several classrooms around the school. Next slide, please. And this is really our last slide. We plan to continue on next year. We want to make plant culture a real thing at Uplift and be something that we're known for. We're hoping that we can become part of the CPS, Chicago Public Schools Eat What You Grow program. So grow food plants in a way that they can be used in the lunchroom. Learn more about how to grow plants without chemicals, try out hydroponics and see how that goes, and then just involving more of our surrounding community in planting. And our message is plants are life.
Thank you so much to Uplift. That awesome presentation. Our last award winner couldn't make it tonight, but left us with a slideshow that I think is a nice closer. Their mentor was John Millade, and I think he might want to say some words at some point during the presentation. John, if you're interested in talking a little bit about Whittier's work that won them the Creative Use of Resources Award, feel free to pop on.
Sure, Twyla. If you just go to the next slide, if you're able to mute the video, I recognize that I'm the last thing between everybody on this call and dinner. And so we're going to be in less than 1 minute. If you could start the video and just lower the volume, then we'll be good to go.
All right, here you go.
Let her rip. Great. So Whittier is an elementary school in Downers Grove. And with our champion, who's a community member and also a parent of a 5th grader with myself, reached out to Illinois Green Alliance, and then we made the connection. And so as the board chair, I was like, yes, of course I'm going to help out. I'd be happy to mentor. There's 290 kids in the school. If you can believe it, through this process of separating the trash from all the kids, there's a total of 36 pounds of waste regularly generated on a daily basis. When they sorted it out, 65% of that waste, 23 pounds worth, was really organic material that could readily be composted. And so this exercise not only engaged the students in understanding their waste streams, served as a piece of the curriculum for the fifth graders, it's also now substantiating the need and the feasibility of doing on-site composting at the school. And that's something that I'll work with them over the next couple of years to implement. The whole organics piece, I think, is also interesting in that represented all of the food that kids just didn't eat. And so a lot of this had to do with messaging back to parents, helping kids tell them, hey, Mom, I don't like the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches you give me. I usually throw them away. Well, how about we don't pack them anymore? And so understanding that link and connections are really important to reducing food waste at the school. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and congratulations to Whittier. So that concludes all of our presentations, and I just want to thank our mentors before we hop off, and our mentors and our sponsors. As you could see today from all of the projects highlighted, our Green Schools mentors are a key component of the Illinois Green Schools project, and mentioned as one of the highlights from participating schools. Our mentors dedicated time from August 2022 to May 2023, provided advice and expertise, and talked to students about their professional work. It was so incredible to see the relationships develop between our green building professional mentors and the green teams. Thank you to all of our mentors. And I'd also like to say a special thank you to some of the supporters of the Illinois Green Schools project. Thank you to our sustaining sponsors, Human Scale for supporting this year's cohort, and thank you to our leadership circle members who, along with more than 200 individual donors, made generous contributions to the Illinois Green Alliance that made this work possible. Your donations provided us with so much of our resources for schools, including Learning Lab and Green Classroom Professional Certificate Education. It also supported the funding of 24 mini grants for 24 schools to purchase materials to implement their projects. We can't thank you enough for helping make this program even bigger in this year, and for providing our students, educators, school and staff and mentors with tools to ensure their sustainability projects made a lasting impact. Really quickly, just some information about next year. We will be opening the next cohort in August, and our registration will be open from August 16th to 29th for schools and September 6th to September 29th for mentors. The program will kick off in October 2023 and run through the end of May 2024. We will provide additional updates leading up to the program registration. If you haven't yet signed up for our Green Schools newsletter, it's a great way to receive information and updates on the program, as well as information about school sustainability related webinars and grant opportunities like the electric bus project that JB Pritzker was talking about in his video. So again, I just want to congratulate all of the schools that participated and thank you all for joining us. We'll send out a recording afterwards, and we're so happy that you were all here to join us. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.